Hello. Why do I have a mod comment? Glorp? Okay, fair enough. Um, Hello. What's up, Corn? Let me. I didn't even know you could mod comment the streamer. What? Kind of odd. I do not have snow worries. Yeah, I don't know what you need to get it, but I'll take it, I guess. I love getting free emotes. Free things. Okay, let me just tweet out that we'll live, and then we'll get started. Yeah, I just didn't think you could add mod comments to the streamer. I don't really see the point in that, but I'll take it. Okay, sorry if I'm bumping the mic. I'm trying to drink at the same time. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's get started. I don't know what we're waiting for. So, still demonic on your profile. It's very strange. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's just like your custom skin is like that because I didn't have it with the glob skin. So I'm guessing it's just something to do with like actual made skins. But is what it is. I'll survive, surely. Okay, so we've been a little bit busy off stream, done a little bit of mining off camera. Um, no, um, kind of just been doing a little bit of refurbishments, I guess. So something straight away you may notice is the paths are gone. The old paths. I just didn't like them. I don't think they really suited the world anymore. And maybe they haven't for a long time. But I've like recently I've just been like, and they don't really make much sense. Like there's course dirt and like that makes sense if it was like a little village, I think, but Lightbourne's becoming like a town. And since I'm expanding to like other areas, such as like that area eventually, and definitely that area with the hotel. First stream watching who this? What's up, Mike? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you. Glad to see read you here, both at the same time, I guess. You sound way more badass. I really don't. I don't like my voice, but thank you. See, we've been a bit busy. It didn't really take that long. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I thought it'd take a lot longer, but we kind of just did it. Like, I kind of just locked in, and it's all now gravel. I'm gonna make more changes. Like, it's not gonna be plain gravel. I'm gonna have like cobblestone and andesite. I need to figure out how I'll design that though. Um, but yeah, the days of coarse dirt are now gone. Gonna lurk here for a bit whilst I'm doing stuff. Gonna be like top tier ASMR. Fair enough. I was gonna call you Sasquatch. Fair enough, Mike. Have fun with whatever you're doing. I wonder what you're doing. Um, so yeah, obviously there's like more work to be done. You're noticing that there's little grass spots. Those are the moss carpets. So I'm probably gonna move them to the nearest grass block, and then put like lamps, like lampposts, on the actual path itself. But I'm gonna do that when I've completed all the paths, because there's still more paths I've got to do. What are your thoughts on mangoes? I've never had a mango in my life, actually. I'm not really a fruit person. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to connect. Not fruity. No, I mean grapes are cool. Blueberries are okay. Watermelons minted. Bananas are okay, but I've kind of like. Oh, you need to be changed. Okay. I've kind of like grown out of just having bananas. I need to have it with something else. Does that make sense? Like having it with like cereal or something like that. Kind of insane. Kind of a top tier fruit in that aspect. Like if it's paired with something else, it's really good. By itself, I don't really know. Yeah, I really like water. I'm not really a healthy person, so I don't really eat that much fruit. What we're gonna do, because we need blocks, we're gonna connect this bit to here, and obviously we've got no kind of from this point onwards, apart from the one that I'm looking at right now. We haven't really got a baseline, like a rough idea of how we're doing the gravel pathways, because before we would just like use this as a guide. But what we're gonna do as a little guide is just do this. And then we're going to form the pathway around the dirt path. I don't even know what this is called. And then obviously we'll get rid of the dirt. I used to steal people's apples at school for some reason. I mean, like, apple slices are really nice. But, like, a whole apple, they're too, like... And I guess it doesn't make any sense because, like, watermelon's also very sugary. But, like, the thought of, like, biting into a whole apple puts me off. It's the same thing with pears. I actually like pears as well. When it's around, like, Christmas time, I'll have fruits. Because what we normally do for Christmas is, like... Well, something I've been doing, I've kind of taken the mantle of, is, like, a week before Christmas when, like, prices are really low for... Because, like, my local Tesco's, bulk buys on a bunch of, like, tubs of chocolate, like, celebrations and stuff like that. And, like, Lindor and all that kind of jazz. And typically, you don't really buy it straight away. Like, by straight away, I mean, like, after Halloween, really. Because that's when they really, like, it's weird. But that's when they really, like, ramp up Christmas stuff. And then after Guy Fawkes as well, right? But it's mostly just after Halloween, because Guy Fawkes isn't really that intensive. So what you normally do is you wait until prices are kind of low, right? Which is normally at the last week before Christmas, and I'll just bulk buy like tins of celebrations and stuff like that, and I'll buy fruits and stuff. It's kind of like my role. Guy Fawkes, it's a celebration of when I don't know the full like law behind it, but it's like when someone tried to blow up Parliament, and now there's a whole holiday about that for some reason, and it's to do with like fireworks and like never remember the 5th of November. That's when it is. But I don't like fireworks, so I've not celebrated bonfire night. It's kind of like the universal name we're giving it now. In over a decade at least. I've also like at school they'd warn you about fireworks and fire safety and stuff like the hazard of holding sparklers and stuff like that. And I get it, right? I get that it sends a message out, but some of the stuff they showed you as you're like 12, 13, 14, even 15 was traumatic. And then they did the same thing at college. Like, what? You can literally blow your hand up. Yeah, like they'd show you like adverts of stuff, and like I remember being terrified every time like my dad would go and light fireworks. Like, what are you doing? Please don't. Luckily, he never had any issues with fireworks, which is shite. Can I place? I can. Okay. Didn't know that. Road safety ads are always like depressing. I saw was it in college or was it it was in college. This had people walking out like over the I don't know where this was. This was like it's not really a hall, but at the same time it's like an area where like you could like have a lot of people in. And I was in there for some reason, and my class was in there for some reason as well. and there was like an event where they were showing off like road safety or something like that. Bearing in mind, we're like 16, 17, 18, right? So we kind of know not to fuck around. Like a lot of us can drive. I can't. Still can't, right, to this day. But a lot at this point, a lot of people can drive at this point. So a lot of people, whilst they don't know everything because they're only 16, they can drive, right? And I saw this. There was this one video where people, I think people were genuinely sick, and it was like this couple was on like, if you can imagine like a wall, just imagine like a little wall, like a little wall fence type of thing, right? And there's like a guy or like a girl sat on the wall, and there's a guy. The guy is standing. The girl is on the wall, like sitting there, and they're like hugging and stuff. Car drives by and crushes the guy's legs, and it's like. Now I'm trying to not go into too much detail because it sounds a lot worse than what I'm describing it as. Yes, it's just fucking, it's crazy. And there's this ad that's become very like, I guess we're kind of desensitized to it as like a nation. But there's this really iconic car accident ad where there's like kids playing on like a field or like a little area. They're all sat down playing some game, like they're on a trip or something like that. And there's a guy, I can't remember if he's drunk or not, it doesn't really matter, but there's a guy that like misses a turn or drives too fast and like spins, like literally the car spins and like flattens. You don't see, obviously, because we have guidelines in the UK. You don't see the kids. You see like a hand like fall and like drop a little mini car toy. But the impression it gives you is it just flattens like 10 school kids. And it's like like what? And it's funny because it's just been so. It's been like it's funny because of how ridiculous it is, right? You know, but it's real, right? We have a pretty big pub culture here. Probably like yeah, there's a lot of I've in my local town we've got more pubs than probably anything else. Yeah, I'd imagine corn. A lot of my ads or our ads in the UK are a lot similar or literally the same thing as Australian ads. But I remember I've kind of gotten over it now. But that incident where like there was like a couple on a wall really like traumatized me. I remember I was at the front fucking row as well, so it wasn't really that nice. And like at the time, I was like, I still am emotionally vulnerable. So that even like my teacher was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Fuck no." And like I remember going on the bus back to obviously home, right? Because that was literally the end of our day. Was watching this, by the way. Um, and like we were talking about it on the bus back. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like even for us, that was fucked. It's a horrific way to end the day. Yeah, I don't, dude. We had some like, as IT students, why are we watching this stuff? Why are we getting trips to Auschwitz? Like, we're just IT students. We're just like little edgy nerds, you know. That was like peak though. Like, first year of college was probably peak. They were like the peakest point of my life, I think, and it's gone downhill ever since. But I digress. Yeah, we're definitely old enough to be driving, right? Because it's 16 in the UK. But these are people. I mean, that's the thing, though. You've got people that are probably doing their driving lessons as they're watching this, right? Or they're thinking about doing it. I don't want to ever drive. A lot of it is for really like depressing reasons. I won't get into, but I'm just fucking terrified of driving. Like, I'm terrified of, like, road rage or, like, other people experiencing road rage and just being like, fuck this guy, I'm just gonna T-bone him or drive him off the fucking road. Because there's a bunch of nutters in the UK. A bunch of nutters. I wouldn't say I'm afraid of cars. I get car sick. That's probably a big part of it as well. I get car sick really badly. So that's something as well. But there's another ad. I don't know if people have it in other countries, but there's like this brand of ads called Think, right? And from what I can remember, a lot of it is like safety. Safety, like precaution, like stuff, right? And I remember I was like 10, 9, 11, 11, 10 or 9, right? Super young watching this, right? And it was just like, if I can remember what this was, this traumatized me for years. By the way, it was like this kid who was playing, and the way it was like gothic. What's There's this really gothic artist, not like Banksy, but there's some really like gothic. I can't remember. What's up, Alexis? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Ariel, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. It's great to see you here. But there's this really like I can't remember like this gothic style, right? That's kind of like similar to what this advert used, right? And there was this like young boy, probably like my age at the time, like 9, 10, 11. And gonna move past that joke. And so this kid's playing football and does the stereotypical thing of playing in a road and not being conscious of what's going on around him. Alexis, thank you for the follow as well. Greatly appreciate it. Nice to see you guys here. We're talking about a very wholesome subject known as traumatic adverts growing up as kids that we saw. So this kid is like playing football, I think. Like he's like doing kick-ups, I think. He's not really playing football, but he's doing kick-ups, right? I think it's more likely than a kid will run into the road. I don't think it happens more now, but when I was a kid growing up, it happened a lot. Like we were drilled in as kids to like not do that. Like it was a big thing back then. But so this kid's playing kick-ups, doesn't know there's a car driving right at him and gets run over, and he's like permanently like, I don't know if it's like ever like told like I don't know if they tell us that they're permanently like paralyzed, but he's on like crutches, and it's like, oh yeah, now this guy can't play football with his friends, and it's like the whole notion is like this kid wants to play football with his friends, but one small, and the tone is how I'm saying it very like deep. This is how it was presented. It was like this kid didn't pay attention to the world around him, and now doesn't get to play football with, let's say Billy. Don't be like Jimmy. Pay attention to the road. It was like, now I'm describing it in a tame way, right? But as like a 9, 10, 11-year-old, fucking traumatic, right? And I remember being shown it again, like in secondary school, and saying to my head of year, I remember this advert. Fucking traumatizing. Like it kept me up a lot of nights. I was having sleepless nights because I just kept imagining it. There's another ad. I don't know if this is a very wholesome subject to talk about whilst I'm making houses and making roads, but you know, you signed up for this, so. There's another ad where it's like domestic abuse, which is a big thing in the UK. And it was like this young boy, again, like 9, 10, 11-ish, and he had his dad with him. And his dad, I don't know if he was a drunk or whatever, but he was just abusive, right? I'm not saying like, I don't know if he was drunk to like excuse his behaviour. I'm not saying that, but I'm just trying to remember the context. And the kid in the advert at first, like make a note of this, at first it's animated, right? And the dad is throwing him around, you know, pushing him and stuff like that. And there's like a laugh track, right? Because it's like it's comedy, right? Because if this was a cartoon, like proper cartoon, you'd be laughing. Like Tom and Jerry, we all laugh at like, you know, Tom being like beaten up and stuff like that. It's funny, right? But in real world scenarios, this would be fucking terrifying. So, um, it's like the dad isn't animated. Like the dad's a fully grown like guy, and you got a kid that's like animated, and again he's being thrown around, and then it cuts to him being like Bart Simpson being choked. Yeah, exactly. Right. I think that's like the inspiration behind it, right? So then it cuts to um, him being pushed down the stairs, the kid being pushed down the stairs, and it slowly pans to the kid who's no longer animated, who's like an actual kid, and it's like fuck. Now I don't remember watching this like when it first came out. I watched like a YouTube video about like the worst ads because I just enjoy torturing myself. Um, but Mike, thank you for the follow. Yeah, again, that's what I mean. It may be that like I'm pretty sure Australia and the UK has some like crossover with like ads and stuff. But again, going back to like what I was originally saying, like when I was saying like kids aren't shown, like you're not seeing kids physically in pain. This in this instance you did, and it was like Jesus Christ, because it's like there's some guideline in the UK where you're not seeing. It's like in is it Korea? It is Korea because I remember Squid Game. Um, you can't in Squid Games like in Korean culture you're not supposed to kill a pregnant woman. So spoilers, spoilers. Do not like click off the stream, mute the stream if you don't want to hear what I'm about to say. This is Squid Game spoilers, right? Um, hang on, let me read what Mike said. Isn't the whole dumb ways to die mobile game an ad for? Yeah, it's crazy. But just a little bit more like again, mute the stream, right? I'll move when I'm not talking about it anymore. In Squid Game season 2, there's a pregnant person, right? Now she lives through season 2, but season 3 she gives birth, right, and then dies pretty much instantly afterwards. Because you can have the kid and then die, but they couldn't kill off the character as he was pregnant because it's just against that kind of thing. Um, anyway, so that's the spoiler, right? It's the same thing in the UK where you're not really. There's a like I don't know how tame it. It could be more tame now. I don't know, but you were never supposed to like show kids dying or being hurt. Like yeah, just being hurt severely. But yeah, linking to what Sasquatch Mike said, a lot of the ads as well are like train safety and like power lines and stuff like that, like getting electrocuted and stuff. Those are big things. Those were big things back in the day. I remember eating gelato with my sister, and she showed me Dumb Ways to Die after we'd taken the train. The animated video is really like entertaining. I like the video. There's like a Minecraft version of that as well, I'm pretty sure. Should we play? Let me play with shaders. And because they don't really make those adverts anymore. I mean, I don't watch TV anymore. But as far as I'm aware, like a lot of the adverts now are like anti-gambling and stuff like that. Which, don't get me wrong, is good, right? You shouldn't really gamble. But, you know. Oh yeah, these adverts do work, right? I mean, I don't go into power, like, stations. I don't go... Yeah, we'll stick with VV for now. I don't go to power stations. I don't, kick footballs in the road and stuff like that, right? I don't domestically abuse my son, but like, it fucking stays with you. For the record, I don't need an ad to tell me to not just domestically abuse people, and I also don't have a son. Just want to throw that out there in case someone's going to call CPS on me. Here in Brazil, these gambling ads are rampant. I can see that Brazil's very. Brazil seems to be very corrupt, and they can't. My impression is that a lot of it is like, you guys can definitely win big. You're one win away from winning millions of insert Brazilian currency here. I don't know what it is, so I'm just gonna say that for lack of a better term. Well, you're one win away, guys. Just trust us. I can see how that. Yeah. Is it? I think it's getting worse, gambling in the UK. For sure. It always has been bad of like our football culture and stuff like that. But yeah. Now, like, I guess the newest thing is like cryptocurrency, right? That's going to be something that's going to be on the rise. Well, it is on the rise, but I mean, even more so now. There's Melbourne Cup, which is a horse racing thing, and it's huge. The day of public holiday in that state, so there's ads. Yeah, the companies responsible have money deep in the pockets of Congress. Yeah. Say Melbourne, Melbourne. Oh, it's like Lightbourne, right? Born, I think Lightbourne, Melbourne. It's not quite the same. Interesting. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, adverts aren't the same as they used to be. That's kind of like my main. I saw a okay, I'm going to say this, but I don't mean it in the like in the traditional sense. A good advert. It's not good of what it's advertising, right? But it was good in the message it portrayed. About like abuse towards like minorities, to women and stuff like that, because the UK is very abusive towards women, trans women, and just in general women, right? Now, I personally believe that trans women are women, and there doesn't need to be like a label. Society-wise, I mean, if a trans woman wants to be trans woman and not just women, that's fine. But society-wise, like, it's under one umbrella, right? I was surprised this didn't include transgender hate, because again, there's a lot of transgender hate in the UK. But my point being, right? It was very good at highlighting abuse that minorities face, right? And what women face on a daily basis. And it also highlighted standing up to these people, because a lot of times people will like if you're on a train, for example, and you're seeing an Asian person, for example, right, being racially abused for being Asian, right? Say they're speaking Chinese in the tube, right? And some British person named Barry is upset, right? And starts like laying into them. A lot of people on that train will just sit there and like watch, right? Or just, side eye, or just like pretend it's not happening. And it's like that's almost as worse. Maybe this is wrong for me to say. It's almost as worse as doing it yourself. You might as well have joined in the abuse, because like you're just complicit at the end of the day. And it might be scary to confront the person, but it's better to do that than just be a bystander to abuse. But that's my game theory right there. There's a short film I saw about the minor things women have to deal with, and it was really good. I'd be down to watch it. I like how so you guys know that, and you may not know. I don't know if this is actually just a UK. Was it a UK thing or just a worldwide thing? I don't know. Recently, Men's Awareness month just happened, right? Or like the actual week happened, and a lot of people got upset that people weren't making a big deal of it. It's like, well, first of all, it's not women's job to make it a big deal. It's your day, right? Why aren't you making a big deal out of it? You know? Because like these are the first people that when Women's Awareness Month or Week happens, they'll be like, oh, they don't need a whole last month. It's like, well, they do. So do men, right? But don't sit there and bitch, right? Yeah, like of course that stuff matters, right? I'm pretty, I've seen some really disgusting videos, um, like Instagram reels of people like laughing about men's mental health and stuff like that. Two men kill themselves a minute. It's not really that funny to me. I don't. Maybe it's my woke opinion, right? But I don't know, right? So, but at the same time, men can't expect women to pick up the mantle and be like, "Why don't you make a big deal of it? It's your day. Why don't you make a big?" It's like, I don't know. The most manliest thing is to complain at women for not making their day about them instead of ignoring it. Like what? Okay, I don't know how I feel about this part. Oh, that's why you can't place a block there. There's a wolf there. Okay, we're going to patiently wait for them to leave, surely. Surely they'll leave soon. We're going to just build over this, I guess. Okay, how's that look? Tame him? Nah, he's better left on his own. He's probably despawned by now, actually. Okay, there's another path I needed to do somewhere. But I don't remember where. Funny to me, because we had a big example of the men blaming women phenomenon here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of correct me if I'm wrong, Ariel, but there's in Brazil, femicide is that I think that's the term, is very high in Brazil. I mean, didn't Miss Pac-Man happen in Brazil? I think it did, or was it? No, it was Mexico. I think, but my point still stands, right? You blamed one of his congresswomen for that? That's just fucking stupid. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. We're gonna connect this. I did think about this part. We haven't connected this at all. That's surprising. I wouldn't be surprised in like an our election in 2028, 2029, if someone from Reform loses their seat, they're gonna like make some misogynistic comment. Just like this week we had 7 cases. That's crazy. Yeah, there's probably a few areas. This definitely. Um, I mean, this part of the bridge, we may have like another house here, like on this part, maybe. So then it makes sense, right? Because then you loop See the path there? You loop it down and then around. So we'll probably build a house there. She did run after a journalist with a gun, but I think that's yeah. I have no idea how to multitask when I'm watching the streams, by the way. If it makes you feel any better, I find it hard to like talk about topics and play the game. I think I've spoken about that before, right? I'm more productive off stream because, like, yeah, off stream I watch videos, but it's different. I like this sound. Okay, we're gonna just get it connected a little bit. Level 115, the highest I've been was level 30. It's quite honestly, it's quite easy to get high levels. I think my highest level was like 300, I think. If you had something to do with them, I probably wouldn't have any levels. But there's really nothing I need right now. I only use levels now for like naming stuff, which shouldn't need to be behind XP, by the way. I know it's only one level, but like, still, I don't really understand why you need a level to do that. You've only been to this level. You've only been to the end once. It's interesting. Would an end update make you want to go there more? Is that what's holding you back? Because a lot of people use the argument of like, yeah, they're not. Look at the end statistics, right? No one goes to the end. Why would they update the end? It's like, well, you can use that argument in the opposite direction. If you updated the end, that number would shoot up instantly. Like, we're talking like high double digits. So like, in my opinion at least. You have to remember as well, the end update is the most anticipated update of all time. So it's like, this argument is void. I don't get when people would say that. Now, me personally, I don't go to the end much yet. I will be soon. Well, I don't know how soon is, but I will be at some point. Because I'm making a like mega build there, but still, you know, I think an end update would go a long way, not the opposite. I'm trying to remember what was holding me back, and I think a part of it was I just didn't see anything there that was interesting. Tried to build the dungeon citadel in the end. I think that's where they're gonna take inspiration from. Dungeons. It just makes sense. I don't really get why you would. I wonder if, because they said like, who was it? Haristic, I think, that said that there's a link between Dungeons 2 and the base game, lore-wise. I'm really struggling to imagine what that is. And if that is, because I think if they don't, so like my opinion of the next Dungeons game, Spicewood, is they should just release it, right? Don't say like anything, just release it, right? Because I think it's been delayed. I've talked about that a lot on this stream. I personally think Spicewood has been delayed quite a few times actually. But the thing I think they're gonna do, like I think what they could do that makes sense is Minecraft Live. In March, they talk about Spicewood, and they're like, by the way, this drop has something to do with that. and whatever the spring drop is linked. That's definitely. I think that's a possibility. Now I could eat my words, right? Because John could leak the next drop next week, and it could be something completely different. But I'm not saying that's like what I think concrete, right? But like, I need to know so badly. I do too. Merging, to be fair, doesn't really like showing off incomplete things because in the past people were outraged when those things didn't come to the game. But things are incomplete anyway. Go on. There's a lot of things in the drop system that they've added that are incomplete. In my opinion. If you look at like snow biome content, if you look at sheep variants, if you look at Months of Mayhem, I think there's still stuff you could do with Months of Mayhem. I don't mean this in any disrespect, forgot Months of Mayhem was releasing next week. I just forgot. Since I'm here, I must ask. Fire away, Ariel. What are your opinions on snow accumulation in Bedrock? I probably take it for granted. I'll be honest with you, I take it for granted. I know a lot of Java players love like the snow layers and what's the snow logging. I know, like, I definitely take that for granted because one, I'm not in the snow biome, right? Two, yeah, I've just been accustomed to it. It's like Java's like banner markers, right? They're probably like, who cares, right? For me, it's like, who cares in regards to snow logging. You have to remember as well, Ariel, I'm stupid as fuck because I don't really use snow logging as much as I should, realistically. So much more creative Java players will be like, this is actually really good. But yeah, I haven't touched Java in a very long time. I think snow biomes are probably one of my favorite like biomes. I'd say I prefer them over deserts and badlands. Honestly, the vibe of them is just immaculate. But that's just me. Is it turning nighttime? I think it is. I still think like there was a idea, like concept art of a zombie polar bear and a zombie rider with like a spear. And they subtweeted it, and I was like, this would be the coolest mob in the game, by the way. And they didn't add it. Now, a big part of this is like copium, right? Because fool me once with no snow biome content in Spring to Life, okay. Fool me twice, they're working on something. They've got to be like the snow biome stuff has to be coming in its own separate update. The reason why it didn't altogether in Spring to Life or Months of Mayhem, sorry, that's completely blanked. I don't know, but are we missing another path? We could do a path there. What do you guys think? I love Java, but I'm just biased because it's what I grew up with, and you know, yeah. I'm the same way with Bedrock. I've what's this? There's a new game, Vintage Story, right? I love Vintage Story. It looks really cool. It's like an advanced version of Minecraft, and in one of my tweets, I was talking about like this autumn biome. Hot take. Are you going to say one elemental, or were you talking about someone else's comment? I prefer ambient music over music discs. I do too. I have all the music discs. I can actually show you what ones I really like. So Tears is my favourite music disc. Period. So it definitely surpasses some of the main tracks in the game, like ambient sounds, ambient music tracks. I mean, I love Precipice, Blocks, Creator, Pigstep, Strat. I like a lot of the music discs, but that's fine. Elemental, it's fine. What's your favorite ambient song? It's the one that plays in forests that they added with um, Chase the Skies, Broken Clocks. Yeah. So like the reason why I've not really have I shared why I like Broken Clocks? Okay, so like C418 isn't my favorite composer, right? Please don't cancel me, okay? He's amazing, but he's not my favorite composer. A part of that isn't down to him. Like it's not his fault. When I first played Minecraft, I had a really traumatic experience, and when I think about those years and how I used Minecraft to escape, a lot of it is the nostalgic music. We all know the C418 classic tracks, right? So I have a somewhat hatred towards them, but I have to like them as well because it's classic Minecraft, right? Um, Now, Broken Clocks, for me personally, is the closest example to being something that I would like if you played if I never touched the game, right, and you were like you put a bunch of tracks in my face and was like I want you to listen to all of them and tell me which ones do you think were added 12 years ago or now, I would say Broken Clocks was 2009. I would. But the thing with Broken Clocks as well is it doesn't have that tie into like a traumatic experience I had. So there's that as well, right? So I love that even more. So like when I found out that Broken Clocks was a forest, we are in a forest, right? Um, when I found out I'd be hearing it constantly, I was like, yes. I love all the Jesus Guys tracks, honestly. But yeah, a lot of obviously I'm like I very rarely say I am not like C418's music isn't my favorite because Twitter will skin me alive. And when I say like actually my favorite is Lena Rain, they'll be like, "Oh, that guy." I was like, it's just boring conversations with people. They definitely would kill you for that. I think they have before, honestly. But like, I've never been able to explain why I like Lena Rain's music so much because, like, Leia just misgendering her. So it's like, I'm not going to engage with this. I'm not going to give you my reasoning if you're just going to fucking slate the person I really like. What's up, Crafty? How you doing? Welcome back to the stream. With the Chase the Skies tracks, it's a new composer, which means the others like Lena Rain, Aaron, and Kumi must be working. Yeah, I think Lena's going to be a big part of like a Dimension track or the End update track because that's where she really flourishes, in my opinion. Her other stuff's okay, but I really liked her Never stuff. I really play with music on, so do I. I remember having no Wi-Fi and going shared hunting in cold oceans and just listening to music. Yeah, it's a vibe, honestly. Yeah, I mean, like, we've all kind of like, prior to 1.16, we all kind of wondered, what does the Never sound like? And I think, like, Lena's interpretation is correct. Like, I can point to that and confidently say, yeah, that makes sense. We're going to widen this out just by a few blocks. Maybe trim this down and bring that out just a little bit. Yeah, a big part of why I think 1.16 is the best update. It's not my favourite, but it is the best in my opinion. Is because of the music. Okay, where can we add more paths? There's like a gap there. All you gotta do is just curve it. Then it makes music for exploring. Aaron just makes this, yeah. Can we mix? Yeah, I think that's the correct assessment, honestly. And we didn't know it yet, but another update paved the way for the Spore Blossom. In the update afterwards, it done a lot for ambience. Is it true that the Minecraft movie is now owned by Netflix? I don't know. Crafting, I don't keep in touch with that kind of stuff, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, Chase the Skies is a very musically based update, in my opinion. I listen to Tears like outside of Minecraft, which I don't listen to any other track outside of Minecraft. Tears is the only one I listen to. I'd probably listen to like other ones as well. I can't wait till we get subtitles. I wonder how they'll look. Like, are they gonna just port it over from Java? Because Java's is okay. I'd like it if it could be like transparent though. Maybe it is. Very exciting stuff though. What do you think about the new version numbering? It doesn't solve the underlying issue with kind of word for word of my tweet, right? But it's true. It doesn't solve the underlying issues that the numbering system has. They're still not in the same version number, but it's still okay. Like it's fine. I'm not gonna get too like antsy about it. I have a personal playlist called Petrika. I butchered that. I'm sorry. That's just chill and more calm music. That's pretty cool. There's some like inner like internal stuff that prevents them from doing version number parity, I think. So I'll give them some slack. I'm gonna make this a little bit shorter because it's a bit too wide. Maybe you add that back. There are other issues of parity that need more attention than the numbering system now. So I personally will be like, I'm under the assumption of like, okay, that's fine, whatever, we'll move on. Where's my left hand? You know, like I don't really care anymore. Prowl's, I saw, because Prowl's been tweeting about Bedrock parity recently. And, like them taking away features and stuff like that. Prowl's learning the hard way that you're not going to get a bunch of signatures overnight. it's an issue, right? That Bedrock's having its features taken away in favor of Java, but take it from someone that knows pretty well that it takes a while to grow a petition or feedback post. Besides the offhand, the thing I want the most is spectral arrows. Yeah, I think is that a wider combat update though? It's weird crafting. There's some internal issue with it, I think. No, Prowl does play Bedrock. The reason why I haven't tweeted much about it, I tweeted that I changed my mind about it, about the issue, but let me place that there. I'm focusing on one priority issue right now, and one only. The subtitles thing that I was retweeting sometimes was only because I wanted more eyes on it. I don't actually know if I like this. Let me bump that down. There we go. I think Prowl. The thing with Prowl is Prowl doesn't really care if Twitter yells at him. I do, and I shouldn't, right? A lot of my tweets are prefacing and being before Twitter yells at me, here's this, right? But I do care about what Twitter says. Prowl doesn't give a fuck, so at least it comes across that way to me, at least. I wish he celebrated subtitles more, because getting subtitles on Bedrock is a massive win. Honestly, we might gravel all this area. No, that might be too much. I think the spring drop is something related to potions. I think so. Here's the thing, because I think it's now a tradition every year that something texture-wise gets remade. What did we have? We had dyes this year. What did we have last year? That got their textures got remade. Something last year got changed. I can't remember what it was, but it's spawn eggs, right? I think it's become a tradition every year that something gets changed. And I think next year, well, we've only got potions or enchanting books, right? Now, me personally, I do enchanting books every day of the week because that is just infinitely worse. But, I'll take potions any day as well. But I think next year one of those things is getting addressed as well. Now with potions, do they do a wider potion update? Maybe they should. Was it Toycat or Waddles that made the point of there's a recipe book for crafting but not for brewing? And that doesn't really make much sense to me either. Honestly, I think pathway-wise we're kind of done. For now, at least. Maybe we link these up. And we can have a flower bed here. Pretty Waddles? Yeah, it was one of the two. I've remembered the ingredients of potions forever. So, I had issues with, I think it was weakness? No, was it weakness? Or was it poison? One of the two. But I was relatively okay forever. Even when they added blaze powder as a core ingredient for some reason. So we'll do like a large flower bed here, I guess. It'd be pretty nice. In my opinion, I feel like enchanting books would be a small waste of time considering most of the books are combined enchantments. However, I would love to see if the village trading in creative. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think enchanting should be way harder. I think levels one, two, level one and two should be removed. It should be harder to enchant, and ancient cities have tier six, and end cities as well, or whatever end structure is in the future. And you can't put like a sword enchant table and get tier six. It has to be through um, exploration, not villager trading either. Are the spear? That's a good. That's a good point actually. The spear enchantments, are they villager trading, or do you have to um, enchantment table them? Because I don't actually know. What class of but what classify the best enchantment? Should piercing two take priority for the book? Well, there's this good idea I saw from someone where it was like, say you wanted to get fire aspects, you had to get blaze rods, magma cream, and stuff like that, like actual ingredients. It's accessible through enchants. Hmm. Mending is like a tier six enchantment. It doesn't feel like it because you can get it so easily. I've got like two double chests full of mending, but in reality, it is a tier six enchantment. It's the best enchantment in the game. We could make this a little bit wider. We spent an hour on this. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I agree. I think enchanting should need ingredients as well. I think tiers 3 and 4 need lapis as well, and tiers 5 and 6 need amethyst. What am I doing? Same for potions. Yeah, never for everything is kind of strange. My hot take probably is that enchanting shouldn't be an end game system. Mm, hmm. Yeah, I don't think I've ever unironically made a mundane potion. I've probably made it. Well, I have made it by accident, but I've never been like, I'm going to make a mundane potion. Just no real need. Review for Java next year? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say a lot of. I'd say maybe not in its entirety, but I'd say Java makes a lot of progress with VV next year. And there's going to be a drop next year that promotes VV for Java, just like how Chase the Skies promoted VV for us on Bedrock. There'll be a drop that promotes VV for Java because marketing. No, I know that you're not really seeing anything new, but it's the fact that Java has VV, right? Yeah, so in regards to the John leak, obviously the leak is fine on Discord. I want to say that now on the Discord server, it's fine. Um, it's not. Mm, yeah, it's fine. I just had to briefly think about it for a second. Because the way John leaks, I think, is okay with my philosophy around leaks. So, but yeah, it's fine on the leak channel, and I am going to talk about it on stream as well. So, there's that. Now, the question is here: do we link that path up there? What do you guys think? I'm not sure if we do. There's not really much space, really. Yeah, John's very cryptic. Yeah, that's exactly the point. Elemental and Ariel, the way John leaks, like John could leak. Well, John did leak the spear, and I thought that was a combat update. I thought that was the offhand, and it wasn't. That was real tears, by the way. I'm genuinely crying. That's why I'm kind of okay with how John leaks. Everyone else is kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone else is kind of shite. I mean, like, I don't like leaking, right? But if you're gonna leak, do it John's way. Okay, that's kind of. Never mind. Move on. How do we connect this? Do we do... This looks kind of empty, so let's do it here. I like this song, for example. Let me get some... You guys will let me know if this is too loud or not. But let's get some more music on. Let's get some more gravel. It's mostly for like Minecraft Live leaks, Elemental. And I get that this leak would be Minecraft Live. But again, John doesn't leak explicit images. So I can trust John in that it's fine if it gets leaked on the Discord server. However, if it's literally you saying new end update, here's the upside down fucking block or something, right? Banned. That's the thing. I don't know if that makes sense. That makes sense in my head. So, and the Discord server is a dictatorship. It's not. Please, there are people out there that would love to hear that. It just trust me, guys. It isn't. Never was, by the way. I'm gonna sleep before I do anything. But like in terms of like Twitter or like Discord or not Twitter and Twitch, I'll talk about the leak if it becomes widespread, and that's a loose word because it's going to get widespread, right? Naturally, that's how they occur. Yeah, exactly, Elemental. And the thing is, John isn't always correct because, or is he? Do you guys think when John leaked, was it John that leaked horseshoe? Do you think that was there's literally a horseshoe item, Or it's like you're quiet. Am I quiet? I don't think so. Or was it like them swimming? Because I don't really know. Thinking about it now. That wasn't John. Who was that? Some random guy? No, was that was that the guy that leaked the reindeer thing as well? I really don't want to see a fourth dimension. I really don't want to see a fourth dimension before the end. I don't either, Ariel, but I think they've broken their philosophy on that. I think it's going to happen. If the deep dark dimension gets leaked, not through dungeons, I'm saying because if someone shows a screenshot in dungeons, that's fine. If someone shows a leak of the fourth dimension in the TBH Discord server, I'm banning them. Again, I'm bypassing the whole warning system. I don't give a fuck. I'm banning them because no, I'm not allowing that. Does that make me an arsehole? To some people, yeah. Some people hate when I do that, but I don't really care anymore. To be honest with you, you break the rules. You break the rules. There's some rules in the server that I just won't. I'm just not going to sit here and be like, yeah, little warning. No, no, we're not doing that. This isn't the fucking democracy, okay? It's your server at the end of the day. I appreciate that, Ariel. It's not. A lot of people out there do think it is just mine, right? With the way I act, and they're fucking idiots. Because, funnily enough, as soon as they all left, it became more democratic. But, and there's more of like a fan club than, you know, what it was. But yeah, like, normally when a leak leaks, I'm like, guys, there's a leak out there, I'm not going to show it, but there's a, like, John's leaked something. And I'll give it, like, literally 2 days and I'll talk about it. I don't want to be the one that shows the leak. I don't want that on my, like, on my head. I don't want to have, like, someone scrolling, like, someone at work, scrolling Twitter, and, like, they see the red dog, right? And that's the next drop leaked. Coming from me, you know? This song is very Minecrafty as well. I hear this a lot on servers, like on CubeCraft. That's why I hear this song quite often. But yeah, and then like again, like 2 days afterwards, when it's like when YouTubers are talking about it, I'm like, okay, I allow myself to talk about it freely on Twitter. And I think that pleases everyone, right? So I'm not really going to change that formula. Aaron's very good. Aaron's very underrated, I think. I don't do that, Corn. I always say I'm about to leak something. Mute the stream. I never am like. So we're just gonna do this path 8. By the way, guys, have you seen that the spring drop is about medieval fucking Vikings? No. I don't do that. I've always done like I'm about to spoil something. Please mute the stream. And at that point, it's on the viewer to be like, I didn't mute the stream fast enough. Fuck me, I guess. I don't really like Relic, but my god, he does good music. Yeah, Aaron's very good. I said that already, but I'm just gonna hammer that home. Like, they're all good. They're all amazing. You know? Minecraft is very blessed in that department. I mean, if I'm asked a question, because some people will just come to the stream and just ask me, have you seen this? Sometimes it may slip, and I might be like, yeah, I actually really liked having Vikings, like, in the next drop, you know? Illiterates are my favourite mobs. I wish they expanded on them. I don't. I don't understand what happened with pillagers, or illagers, sorry. Yeah, I mean, pillagers as well, right? They're just gone. What happened? And then you've got Jeb saying, yeah, expect to see more. When? Soon? Please don't say soon again. Please don't say soon again. For those of you that don't know, I really don't like when Mojang say soon in relation to when something's coming. We can expand it there a little bit, and then we can do more. Way more, okay. Maybe this is a bit too much. Yeah, we'll cut it off a little bit. Perfect. We don't want it to be too... We don't want this entire area to be gravel, right? Like, we may add another flower bed here as well. What do you think they could do for Spring to Life 2 element? I agree. I think there's more you can do. I think they could do more wildlife stuff, personally. I think Mojang got a bit tired of villagers, maybe. But they are the main villain of Minecraft, in my opinion. I don't think piglins are... I think they're neutrally evil. The dragon... I don't see as evil. But, I mean, people may disagree. And you're free to disagree on that. I don't see the dragon being evil. Are piglins evil? No, they're neutral evil. They're evil if you fuck with them. Which is like literally... I'm gonna say this. Is every country on Earth evil? A lot of them are, right? But a lot of them live by this whole thing as if you attack me, I'm gonna fuck with you. Just don't attack me, right? Now, a lot of these countries that uphold that are evil. Russia, Israel, stuff like that. I get it. But, like, is Spain evil for saying that? Is Australia evil for saying... I don't think so. Snow biome, cheap... Yeah, I think snow biome stuff is its own update, I'm gonna be honest with you. Definitely classist. Is it... yeah, I won't get into it too much. I've spent a lot of time on this pathway, guys. I'm sorry. I was going to do more house stuff, but... Just replace all of that with gravel. Doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, maybe corn. I mean, we may do some house stuff. We've still got a lot of time left on the stream. You guys don't know, we usually stream for 2 hours. Sometimes we may not, depends, but we try to aim for 2-hour streams. Yeah, I mean, the UK is just racist. Like, literally every ist you can think of, yes, that's the UK. Does it make me, like, unpatriotic to say that? Probably, I don't really care. I'm not very patriotic of the UK. I'll be honest with you. Dude, Twitch ads have been the only ads I've been seeing from Twitch have been like about the new Five Nights at Freddy's film. It's just that constantly. It's either that or like, are you tired of Twitch ads? It's like, yes. Now, why are you telling me? Like, why are you asking me of that in an ad? It's like, am I being rage baited by Twitter or Twitch? The answer is yes. It's like, are you tired of Twitch ads? Get Twitch Turbo now. Like, no. I should, because I watch a lot of Twitch, but no. I did like the format of this year's drops: nature, skies, and quality of life. I think next year is biomes, like new biomes. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, real quick. I'll be 2 seconds. Shut the door in my face. What I'm gonna do? What should I? I'm gonna. Hang on. YouTube got so aggressive with that, dude. YouTube ads are like one is like 2 minutes long, unskippable, and then the other is like 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna just here. I'll put you guys in with the sniffer enclosure, and you guys can talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back. Fun fact: our last full block was added in Chase the Guardian Awakens. I know, that's so crazy. But yeah, I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Hello? Michael noises? Yeah, I was getting a water bottle. Make sure to hydrate everyone. This is your only chance this stream to drink water. I did not expect my water bottle to be that full, Jesus Christ. My water bottle's empty. Unlucky. No more drinking. We now all have to go without. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, this is my sniffer enclosure, my new one. I saw a design off of Instagram and loved it, so I yoinked it. Basically. Where's Berry? Berry is a child of Samuel and Samantha. Ooh, very, very good. It's nice seeing torch flowers for once. I just finished mine. I procrastinated a lot. I have like 4 unfinished projects. I think it's pretty cool to have multiple projects at once though. I should decide where to keep the sniffers in the world. I had mine. See this like blueprint of my of a house. I had it here, and then like as I made more houses, like when I made these houses, I was like, I don't think it makes sense really. So find a cherry grove with 3 trees. I feel like that happens a lot. Like the Pale Garden, well, actually no, not anymore. Do you guys remember when the Garden Awakens first came out and it like was tiny, and like the drop afterwards, they were like, okay, there's more than like 1 tree now. Like, well, why didn't you do this before? What? I think what we'll do is we're gonna build the outline or build the stone brick part of the house here, and then we'll build the pathway around it. So let's get some stone brick. What update was the world made in? The update before Spring to Life. Me and my girlfriend have been doing some entertainment work, a racing circuit for lectures, one for North. That's really sick. I want to make a course that teaches you how to how to fly, how to use the light, or how to use Nautiluses and stuff like that. Nautilus Eye, I guess. Nautili? Nautili. Yeah, I think it was creaking era. So not really. Is that old? I don't actually know. I wouldn't say it's old. No, it was the update before Garden Awakens. What was that? Bonds of Bravery? I think that was Bonds of Bravery, right? It was that drop. An amusing park is fire. It does, yeah, cool. It predates a lot of features. Bonds of Bravery, yeah. That's crazy to think about, honestly. Yeah, this world isn't very old. Try saying that 5 times. Yeah, I had to hunt for a pale garden biome. Your Forever World was created during the beta days of 1.18. Really? That's sick. I don't know if I could class this world as a Forever World. I don't know. Is this a... Actually, wait, can I make a house here? I think I can. Maybe like... Yeah, I think I can. New parity on my wish list. Old version toggle. For Bedrock, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Would I play old versions? It's an interesting question. I want to see what, old worlds... Yeah, I do agree. I think that era would be interesting to look at. Maybe you have to chop down this... Yeah, we have to chop down this part, I think. What is this? What is these shadows? What? Am I stupid? Or I could probably, widen this out. Maybe. Yeah, let's widen this out. My parity dream, villagers rewarding after raids. Dude, villagers need so much parity. Do you guys know? Again, I think this was Toycat's video. Was it No, was it Prowl? I think it might have been Prowl. So, fun fact, on Bedrock, the weapons, the armor guys, only offer 2 types of armor. Java does all of them. Fun fact, after you clear out someone's trades and they refresh the next day or however long, the prices on Java go down, not up, like they do on Bedrock. There's a bunch of messed up villager trading stuff. Maybe the offhand parity was the friends we made along the way. I think it's likely. I think it's more likely than people realise. Copium. It is a lot of copium. I'm going to be honest with you. It is a lot of copium. But can you really blame me? Dude, it's been 700 days. 600 days? I don't even know anymore. Yeah, albeit it doesn't stay down forever, but it does go down. And to be fair, like my my zombie village trades have been locked in, right? They go up occasionally, but they do go back down again. So like my mending guy here is 1 emerald. Eventually that goes up to like 18, but it does go back down. Is gossiping really a thing in Bedrock? I don't know if it is. I know it's a thing on Java, because it's like the Iron Golem stuff, isn't it? That's how Iron Golems spawn. Okay, so you guys are saying yes, and some of you guys are saying no. Who do I believe? We're at quite a dilemma here. You should have a bell. I do have a bell there, but they just can't gather around it because they're stuck, right? Ooh, trident. Okay, let me just do this. Shit. We don't need more crafting tables, surely. I always wanted to have a big village and villagers roaming free, but they cannot be trusted at all. Yeah, I always want that as well because it is kind of uncanny, isn't it? Having this village and there's no one around but me. So I try to make it like as lively as I can with the mobs and stuff. Okay, so I can almost remember this off by hand, or off by heart, or both, almost. Okay, and then we do this. So we're just putting this outline so we can figure out the path we want to do around this. That's the reason why we're doing this house right now. And that should all connect. I rewatched the VOD where you first built the houses on stream and you were so much better at building on top off the top of the head now. Yeah. I think I am too. Seeing you doing paths made me reach a conclusion. I really like making paths. Yeah, I mean my old paths just didn't look nice in my opinion. So like last night I've spoken about this before. I have this innate ability sometimes to just lock in, right? I know I'm not the only one that has this. Where like I will just go crazy on something, like randomly. Like I don't know what it is, but there's something random that just happens. And I'm like, yep, I'm gonna do this randomly. And last night I had that again, and it was like, you know what? I don't like the paths. So probably a neurodriven. I'm starting a lot, guys. I'm sorry. Probably a neurodivergent thing. It probably is. Wrong area. And my world's main village is full of them. Like Oh, full of them connecting my main buildings. I have. Sorry, I'm sorry. My world's main village is full of them. Then connecting my main buildings, I have the Black Ribbon Road and underground through caves. That's really sick. I do sometimes stop when I'm stuttering. It's mostly out of like sheer embarrassment, like, because I really don't like stuttering. Well, I can't really imagine anyone that does, but you get my point, right? I recently destroyed my walls of the village because my base is safe, but now they're making babies and connecting. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know why I'm stuttering so much today. Very annoying. You're nervous? I guess so. One of these has 3. Hmm. We should put to claim beds that they do. I agree, actually. And just like the work blocks as well, workstations. Because we've got like an outline there. Very good. Do we connect it through here? It's a tight squeeze, but maybe you do. And you go down. Well, no, where's the entrance? Yeah, we need it to connect to the entrance first, and then wrap round here, or we could do multiple paths, right? Yeah, the path should connect to every entrance. Absolutely. So you just bring it down, really. I don't live with. Oh, I can't fucking. Wait, hang on, let me read this. I was going to read it and then chat moved the message by. I don't live with them. Maybe they're like 60 blocks away, but I guess 2 of them sniffed out of bed and started fucking. Fair enough. Me on a Tuesday evening. It's a lie, by the way. Or is it? Who knows? Just like this song, for example. It's a very good song, but I just have like bad memories that link me to the song. So like I can't personally, I don't feel the nostalgia of it. Or I do, but it's the wrong kind of nostalgia. It's dead silent. This song's just quiet, right? That's an issue. I do think like certain tracks are very quiet and then some are like fucking loud as shit. What about now? The song has bad nostalgia. Yeah, that'd be nice if it just wasn't a song at all. Worth playing. There's sirens outside. Okay, now the song's not playing. Like, you serious, Mojang? It's a short song as well, isn't it? And this song's gonna be loud? I hope so. And you know what? I'm not gonna turn it down. I don't give a fuck. You guys are gonna get deaf. I do not care. Um. Okay, how's that? There's a song playing right now. Speaking of villagers, I feel like the next bad priority change is going to be the texture of baby villager. I might have music like super fucking loud. Who cares? Let's go all out on this. Just turn your speakers down, bruh. That's all you gotta do. It's a legendary Twitch clip, by the way. For those who don't know. How the hell are you able to not swim anymore? Bro evolved. There's a lot of sirens outside. Not a lot, it's just really loud. Okay, pretty thin path, but I think it's fine. Look how connected everything is. They're after you because you're committing a crime. Good. I'm too young to go to jail, it's okay. The river's looking unloved. Yeah, I'm not going to put coral in it though. I don't know what to do with the river. I created a 2-block drop surrounding all my main village. Also, drowned, like, because my main ocean is now, like, lit up pretty well. Like, you got the coral reef field here. I mean, yes, if you go over here, then there will be drowned, right? But, like, it's gonna be a while until you find drowned. Maybe you should, like, go in the cave as well. Oh, fuck. Well, time for a swim. You know, when I done the Spotify Wrapped thing, and it said I was 31 years old, I thought that was bad. But like everyone I'm seeing is like 60, 70, 80. So now I don't feel as bad. You can rocket fly. You can rocket and fly underwater. You cannot. I'm spamming the button. You're a young boy. Okay, let me clarify. I'm not actually 31. I'm 6 years younger than that. Okay, then you can probably just like angle it upward. Angular Merkle it upward. Yeah, the only place in Lightbourne that's not lit up is like this area, obviously. And because we're expanding more and more, I mean, obviously that area isn't, but a lot of Lightbourne's lit up. So it's very rare to see mobs. How long ago was a Lightbourne? About 3,000 years ago. Red to see mob. Yeah, no, Colin, it's red to see mobs because they are all in the nether. They've all fucking fucked off into the nether. Bastards. Okay. Just a reminder, by the way, on the 10th of December, I believe, there's drops for a character customization item. It actually, okay, like, I'm not really one to like these items, I'm gonna be honest with you, but this one looks pretty good, right? So, I think it's to celebrate Months of Mayhem, whatever the fuck. And if you watch 3 minutes of a streamer, you'll be able to get it, and then you guys know. I should be live on that day to give you guys a drop. You can watch any micro streamer if they all have drops enabled by default. So there's that, but you should watch me because I don't really have any reason you should watch me for, but it'd be cool, I guess. We could hang out, talk, play Minecraft. I don't trust villagers in the Nether. That sounds very scary. Why are you jumping like that? Got no reason to be jumping like that. I kind of want to make this a bit thicker. Like the intelligence of the average Minecraft Twitter user. We're going to make this a bit thicker. And make it a little bit nicer, I guess. Jumping for joy. Well, I don't like him, so there's that. Okay, I'm going to hydrate again. Remember, guys, to always drink water or anything, but, water is preferable. I don't know why I'm giving you health advice, guys. I don't drink water that often. I don't do it often. I don't trust villagers in the village. Exactly. I don't trust them anywhere. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6 houses to make. Piss. Okay. Let me get this real quick. Yeah, I might make another shop. I'm not sure though. I will try and throw away temporarily. I was half considering not going up the ladder, but I made a choice to go up the ladder. To steep. Small doctor's office. Yeah, I was gonna make a brewery area using shelves. Need to depart for now. Thanks for the life. Thank you for being here, Ariel. Thank you for talking and sticking around. I appreciate it. Have fun with whatever you're doing next. Okay, I didn't stand on the pumpkin, did I? Okay. Got the music? You guys asked for this. So, it's actually not bad for me. I'll turn it down. Audio. Trust me, if you thought that was loud, you're in for a very rude awakening in a second. What's the opposite of meanie? Beanie? Yeah, sounds about right. Is it still loud? It's fine for me. Okay, well, it's gonna get loud in a second. Unless? Yeah. Did my stream just die? Fuck. That's crazy work, by the way. Yeah, but it buffered for me as well, briefly. We're good though. Goodbye, sir. Good thing it's towards the end of the stream, right? It's always that. Looks so cool with the trident. The fork. Audio is weird in Minecraft. Very, very odd. Let me just check on the Guardians. Nice. Just a few days' time, there'll be another animal here. I like the noise they make. Very creepy. Doesn't seem like... It seems like mechanical. What's up, Crafty? Welcome back. Welcome back. So I normally do this, where I'll like... As soon as I get a trident, I repair it instantly. I don't know why. How much stream is there? How much more stream is there? There's a minute. So, however, with a small donation of 5 Twitch subs, you could no, it's gonna be a minute, and then I disappear forever. Oh, no, it's 3 minutes. I can't read. Never mind. Wow. Yeah, we almost do have a chest tridents. I might get like a few of these fully enchanted up with like impaling and riptide and stuff. Do I not have a spare one? I guess not. Oh, is it TikTok as well? Do you have to use TikTok? Bro, I do not want to use TikTok, man. I don't even know if every time I like, because I uninstall TikTok immediately afterwards, right? I don't even know if I still have an account. Okay, did we, I think we did do all the paths necessary. That doesn't need a path. That's kind of a bridge. We've got to link up the houses, which we can do that, yeah. If you want to walk to your horse. I mean, the stable has a path, doesn't it? Yeah. I think this is pretty friendly for a horse. It's quite wide. I'm gonna have like decorations, like signposts, lampposts, um, little horse resting places. They'll be pretty infrequent, but there's gonna be like a few. I wonder what the highest stream streak I can reach is. I saw someone on like 100 streams. The streamer I was watching. I'm at like 30 with the streamer I watch. Over most streamers I watch. Okay, what was I doing? Getting distracted, clearly. So yeah, we only just did path work, which I'm kind of surprised at, but I guess there was, a lot to talk about, I guess, and a lot of paths to do, really. But never a bad thing, because path stuff is very nice. Let's, do that, I guess. And then... Your world is nearly close to 1,000 days. Awesome. 1,000 days is such a nice milestone. It doesn't seem real to me that I've hit 7,000. Path is 100% needed? Yeah, exactly. Wrong block. What houses? I can do that off stream. Was it from your house? Okay, I'll check that out. I'm gonna get distracted again. Let me just do this and then we'll see what you mean. Oh, we're lagging again. To be fair, I've been lagging a lot recently, and it hasn't been that bad on stream today. Maybe you... we could just make this a bit wider. Nah, I don't like that. It's too weird. That's perf. Actually. Down by 2 blocks at both angles. There you go. Yeah, that's good. Are there sirens? No, I don't hear any sirens anymore. I started in 1.21.2. You almost had 10 updates, that's crazy. So, house is in front of my house. These? You mean like this path up here? let's do it then. Let's connect all these up. Create a little mini guide to help us, and then we'll fill in the blanks. Maybe I don't recognise I do it all the time, because I just didn't know that. I must do it a lot without realising. Okay, this entire area can get filled in, basically. Right, that's good, but then you got to drop it down. It's dropped down there, but it's not really that good. So let's just expand it a little bit. Oh, yeah, we're gonna add some stone. We're gonna add some stone and andesite. I don't know what pattern I'm gonna do for that though. For the andesite, like, do I do blobs or I don't know. We'll see. But that is the plan. I'm gonna finish the houses and I'm gonna go back to the paths. Okay, how's this? It's really connected. Not bad. I feel like it really shines here. Anyway, I guess that'll be it for today's stream. Again, only just doing the paths. I don't know how I feel about that. But, yeah, I like doing the paths. It's kind of important to do, I guess. I think by next stream I'll have the houses done, so, yeah. Every time you end stream I die. I'm only revived once the next stream starts. Unlucky. I think next stream will be when Mounts of Mayhem releases. Unless something happens on Monday. I think we'll have a stream on Mounts of Mayhem Day, and we'll get the Nautilai or something or other. We'll see. But until then, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I thought it was good. Bit of a stutter, but you know, we powered through in the end. Thank you guys for talking and chilling and vibing as always. And yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day, morning, afternoon, or evening. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, where hopefully, without any issues, Mounts of Mayhem will release, and my world will still be here, and we'll be able to play it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. You think Copper Lanterns could work on the armor trim building? Yeah, I think we could replace the lanterns. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna mount mayhem so hard. Yeah, I'm gonna cause so much mayhem to my mount. Anyway, let me stop. Talk to you guys later.